Sometimes I forget about that microphone. Hi, welcome back. It's me, Katie, back for more crocheting. I'm a little stressed out, so if I freak out or forget what I'm doing, don't mind me. I am starting to prep for yet another big event for Awana. So that's happening in the background with some help that I've got today that I'm very thankful for. But since I wasn't here Friday, and I still haven't even gotten my video up from last week because editing be darned. I haven't figured it out yet. It's gonna go up, but it might take me a minute. This is gonna go out before that one does. Yeah. So anyway, but I want to make sure I was here today. So here I am with our new project. Yay! Yesterday was Mother's Day, so if you're watching and you celebrated Mother's Day yesterday, happy Mother's Day. I hope it was great. Mine was pretty good. My kids loved on me. My husband loved on me. It was great. So yeah. And then the weekend was just, it was the weekend. I literally did nothing on Saturday except laid on my couch and read a book. It was great. My back paid for it the next day. It was so sore. It's like, don't ever do that again. But it was still good, and it was relaxing, and of course now I'm paying for it not only in back pain, but also in the fact that I accomplished nothing at my house. So I have a ton of laundry to get done. I've got cleaning to get done that I would typically get done on a Saturday. But aside from that, it was great. Friday, as you know, since I wasn't here, went on my field trip with my son. That was a lot of fun. I think we're going to get memberships to the place we went because you could not get through it in the amount of time on a field trip. So yes, it's been, as I've said already, a very fun weekend. But now we're here to have more fun with yarn. Look at all this yarn, guys. It's so big. It's so much. We're not using all of this, I promise. This is just how much I have of it to get the colors I needed. So today we're going to actually start on our Hobbes project from Calvin and Hobbes. So I'm really excited about that. And if you give me a second, I didn't get this prepped in time, but give me 1 second. We're going to switch it over so you can see it. It's not this. We already did this. So I am going to change this once I remember how. There we go. Change that to our new one, which is this guy. Bingo! Look at that. This is Hobbes! Yay! I'm going to, like, I can't even read this, so bear with me. Oh, well, it helps that it doesn't really matter if I can read it or not because I can read it on the other thing. So let me get this. I'm going to make him some bit bigger so you can see him. So this is the Hobbes that we are doing, and this is from, see if I can make sure I get it right, SukiGirl74.blogspot.com. Yes, there we go. I know you guys probably can't see me doing all of this because I'm just editing it, but it's coming, I promise. It's almost done. I need to change the font though because you can't really see it. What color would be best here? Just gonna put it beside it because then I think you can see it better if it's beside it. It also would be helpful if it had the whole thing, which doesn't. There we go. There we go. Okay. And there we go. There's our new one. Hi, Sarah the Scarer. Nice to have you back. All right, so this is our new guy. This is our Hobbes that we're doing. From SukiGirl74. It's at .blogspot.com. Is where I'm getting this pattern from. It's not mine. I don't claim it. But one of the things I loved about reading her pattern or reading her blog intro into the pattern is that such as the creator of Mr. Waterman, he wanted everything to be free of charge just to enjoy. So that means I can share this pattern with you. And then it's also asked that if you do make this, that you don't sell it. It's just something that you make either for yourself or to give away, which is exactly what I'm going to do with it. So I love that we're just keeping the creator of the content in mind with the original Calvin and Hobbes. If you've never read Calvin and Hobbes, it is a comic. It's super cute. You should totally look it up. It's about this honestly obnoxious little boy, but he's cute as a button, who gets into all sorts of mischief with his imagination, and he creates Hobbes in his mind, and he really thinks that Hobbes is a real thing. It's his little, he's got a little stuffed tiger that he imagines is a real tiger, and he goes on all kinds of adventures, and it's just such a fun, wholesome comic. So I call it America's favorite imaginary cat, because most everybody here knows who Hobbes is when you talk about Calvin and Hobbes. So we are going to create him, and we're going to get started today with his head. His head, I think, is going to be the most complicated because of the stripes, so I figured we'd go ahead and get that one knocked out. I'm going to set up my phone here because that's where I haven't printed off the instructions for this. I'm just looking at it off my phone. So for this, you will need black yarn, which I've got here. I'm debating between my oranges. So I have this big orange here, and I know it always looks different on the screen, but this is just orange, and this is like a burnt orange, kind of like a sienna color. I'm trying to debate which one I want to use, because I don't want them to be too dark, but this orange I feel like is a little bright also. So I'm just debating. But anyway, so you need those 2 color yarns to start with. You need your hook, which I've got my 3.5 here that I typically use. The pattern itself calls for 4.5 millimeters. You know, do as you will. Obviously mine's going to wind up a touch smaller than that one. So yeah, and that's really all we're going to need today because we're just building up. And then of course we're going to stuff it at the end. You won't see me stuff it, but you'll want to stuff it, so you'll need some stuffing there as well. But that's it for today. Scissors, of course, to cut off. It does say that we're going to have a lot of fastening off. I'm not one for fastening off, so I just kind of work mine in. But if you want to cut yours as we go, and we'll get into that once we get to that section, feel free. Do it that way. You won't really need to weave in any ends because you'll just leave them on the inside as you add to it. But just as a little heads up. So there's that. Okay, so debating. I think I'm going to go dark. I'm going to go dark for this because I like it. And then if I don't like it, I'll just make another one in this one. So, yeah, I think I'm going to go dark. So this is my kind of a burnt sienna color, and that's what we're going to start with. So whichever, I'm going to mute my phone here. So whichever orange you're using, that's what we're going to do. And since mine is already working on the outside, I'm going to go ahead and get my windy guy here. Shove that on so it can just twist for me. Yay, I love this thing. Okay. You guys haven't seen this. It's the small things that make me happy. It just unwinds your skein for you. But I can't have it in front of my phone, so I need to move that out of the way. Okay. So, to start off with, we're going to be working in the round, but we are going to, at the end of each round, this is unlike our previous Pokemon ones that we did, we're going to be working a chain, a slip stitch and a chain at the end of each of these rounds, trying to minimize the jogging of the stripes. So that's what we're going to do here. So different than how it was last time. We're not working straight in the round. It's going to be round, stop, up, round, stop, up. Okay? So to get started, round 1, we are still starting with our favorite, our magic loop. Magic ring, magic circle, magic loop. There's so many names for the same thing. Whichever you call it, that's what we're starting with. So magic circle, we're going to do 6 single crochet into that loop. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. My dog has apparently followed me to the office with her fur. Alright, so we're just going to tighten that up. If you've watched any of my videos, you know I don't super tighten it because this one always gives me trouble putting my hook back into that first stitch. It's my problem child when it comes to crochet. So now that my hook is in there, I'm going to pull it even tighter. Alright, round 2. Now she uses a little bit of different verbiage, so if I read it and change it, that's why, because it just makes it more simple. So 2 single crochet in each stitch, so 6 increases. So we're going to do 6 increases, 1 per stitch. So that's going to be 1. You should have 12 stitches at the end of this round. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I apologize if it's a disaster behind me. I haven't really been in my office to straighten it out since I got back from my crafting weekend. So I've got a wagon on one side and I've got bags on the other and I've got paperwork all over my desk. It's like a hurricane hit my office. So I'm sorry. Alright, round 3. We are going to 1 single, okay. So I'm just translating the verbiage in my head. So it's going to be 1 single crochet, 1 increase 6 times around for 18 stitches in this round. So 1 single crochet in the first, increase into the second. I'm going to repeat that 5 more times. So this part is very similar. To what we have previously been working on. And it just dawned on me, I've gotten so used to not ending with a slip stitch that I haven't done it on these first 2 rounds. So I'll do it on this one. It won't make much of a difference because I'm not color changing and it's just the top of his head, but I should have been doing it, so I apologize. Was that 18? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, that was 18. Okay, so now I'm going to slip stitch, chain 1, slip stitch, chain 1. I did it! Alright, round 3, we're going to do 2 single crochet, 1 increase 6 times around for 24 stitches. So that's 1, 2 single crochet into the first 2 stitches, 1 increase into the third. I'm going to repeat that 5 more times. So 1, 2, increase, 1, 2, increase. We're just going to keep doing that. If you are watching on YouTube on this one, you were looking for the last Mew assembly video. I promise I'm gonna get to it. I really, really am. I'm having to edit it because I lost connection a couple times through that stream and it cut out some things, so I need to piece it all together. So yeah, it caused problems. Alright, there's the end of that one, and now we are going to slip stitch and chain. Alright. Chain one, that is. But yeah, so like I said, it's going to get out once I figure out. I've been trying to download editing things, software to be able to do that, and it's causing me problems. So I promise it's coming. If you didn't get to see it though, he's not completely done, but he's halfway done. There's Mew. He turned out really cute. Then once I get the other half of his body done, he'll be even cuter. But if you look at him from this side, he's still really cute. Alright, round 4. We are going to... I'm sorry, that was round 4. Round 5, we're doing 3 single crochet, 1 increase, 6 times around. So that's it should end with 30 stitches. 1, 2, 3 single crochet in the first 3, increase into the 4th. We're going to repeat that 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, and increase. That's a good idea, using pipe cleaners. Yeah. You can get some pretty good strength winding them all together. Woo! Just grab my yarn there on a completely different stitch. It's a good thing I'm about to cover it up. Woo! Now you can't even tell. Woohoo! Like, I stopped counting. So, oh, that's probably a bad thing, right? Where am I at? Oh, I forgot to put that on. Hold on, y'all. Oof. Sorry. I might have to excuse myself for a moment, because that was my preschool calling. So she's probably going to text me here in a second, and if it's about my son, I'm going to have to go for a minute. But I had to have a break from amigurumi now, doing grand squares. Yep. I'm sorry, Elizabeth. Can you text me? You know what, guys? She's calling me now instead of texting me. I'll be right back. Hold on 1 second. I figured you meant granny squares. I'll be right back, y'all. Hi, I'm back. Sorry about that. I was like, man, if she's calling me and not texting me, then that's a bigger problem. It wasn't. Alright, it's about an event he's got going on this week. But it's all good. It's all good. Sorry for the delay. Okay, I am just finishing up my round here. I think this should be the last one for me. I'm going to double check because I stopped counting and that was a problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Yes, good. Okay. You also should have 30 at the end of that round. We're going to slip stitch and chain 1. But back to your granny squares, Sarah. I don't know. I've never been able to get into granny squares. I don't know what it is. It's like I've tried them a couple times and I'm just like, okay, I'm bored. That's okay. Everyone has their own thing, right? All right, round 6. We're going to single crochet 4, increase on the 5th. So single crochet 4, increase 1. We're going to do that 6 times in total for a total of 36 stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 single crochet in the first 4, increase in the 5th, and we're going to repeat that 5 more times. Just making him a big old head here. We're going to build up to 48 stitches before we get started in with the black, just so you know. So we've got a couple more rounds of increasing. Okay, and I did put my phone on Do Not Disturb now. It never fails. It makes me laugh a little bit because it's like I could be sitting here for hours with nothing to do, or just working on paperwork or whatever it is, and no one contacts me. The moment that I start doing something that I need to not be disturbed on, that's when everyone blows up and they're like, "Oh, we need to call Katie." It's just funny to me how that works. I struggle doing it by the chain. I end up doing it by magic circle. I'm trying to understand what you mean there. Alright, there's the end of that one. Alright, slip stitch and chain 1. Alright, round 7. We're going to do 5 single crochet, 1 increase 6 times for a total of 42, right? Yep, 42. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 single crochet in the first 5, increase into the 6th. Do that 5 more times. Are you talking about when the granny squares start in the center and work out to create the squares? Is that what you mean by that? As compared to just doing row after row? Gotcha, okay. Those at least give you a better styling to them, I think, because you get a nice pattern that way as compared to just doing rows. But granted, it doesn't really matter what it is. I get bored doing the same thing after a while, regardless of what it is. Such as this right here, where you just keep working up, making it bigger and bigger and bigger. I'm like, all right, let's move on to something else. I jokingly say that I have crafting ADD. It's like I can't just focus on one project at a time. I usually have about 4 going at the same time. All right, last one. 3, 4, 5, and increase. We're going to end with a a slip stitch and a chain. That's the word I'm looking for. All right, round 8, we're going to increase to 48. It's going to be 6 single crochet followed by 1 increase 6 times around. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the first 6, an increase into the 7th, and you're going to repeat that 5 more times. That was 2. I thought ahead today. As soon as I walked in my office, I thought it was warm in here, and I was like, oh, I'm going to close my door, and it's just going to build up. So I thought ahead. I got a fan today. Instead of suffering. Almost through. My phone is blowing up, y'all. Like, I can't even. Like, why? Oh, I think I messed up somewhere. Alright, 1 second. I'm going to count here. Because I do not have enough to finish that I should. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I lost count. I dropped it. Alright, I'm going to take it out. Bear with me 1 second. Oh, okay. I was actually right. It looked different. So I don't know what I did to make it look different, but it looks different. Maybe I just pulled them tighter. But that was the end. That was 48 stitches. Alright, so we're going to slip stitch and chain. And then round 9, we're just going to work 48 around. And I'm going to pull my stitch marker out here so that I don't have to worry about counting or worry about messing up whatever it is I just did. We're just going to work 48 around. Maybe I can just fix whatever I did here and make it look better. Actually, maybe I will count just to make sure. I feel like I messed something up somewhere. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 10. That's another 10. Well, hi, Fairy Dust. It's going well. How are you? I'm trying to make sure I didn't totally mess up my counting here. So give me 1 second. 1, that's 30. Do I have 18 left? 1, 2. That's 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. It's amazing. I actually had what I was supposed to have. Oh, actually, I think I have one extra stitch. Yep, I got one extra stitch. There we go. So we'll just close that off with my slip stitch. You can't even tell. All right. What you making? Oh, I took it off when I switched over. Sorry about that. Boom. We're making Hobbes from Calvin and Hobbes. I'm glad you asked, because I completely looked over the fact that I had taken that little overlay down. Alright, so this is where it's going to get slightly more complicated, and I get trying to get through the workday, by the way. This is part of my workday, so that's always fun. I built myself a break-in on Mondays. Alright, so we're going to start adding the black stripe now. Again, if you're following along and you want to cut off and fasten off each one of these, feel free to do so. I am probably going to leave mine attached and just kind of work with it. Unless it gets too wound up, then maybe I will. So yeah. Not ventured into amigurumi? Oh, it's so much fun. If you ever want to, highly encourage it. You can make lots of fun things. This was the last project we did. He's not done. Only one side of him's done. This is the last project we did. We made a Mew from Pokemon. So. All right. So you're going to need both your colors now. So make sure your black is ready. Mine's right here. All right. So round 10, we are going to. This is where I'm going to include my slip stitch, because we're going to be making changes. My slip stitch. My stitch marker. That's what I meant to say. We're going to do 16 in orange. 16 single crochet in orange. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 14, 15, and 16. All right. Then we are going to do 32 in the black. Nope, I looked at the wrong line. I take that back. Single crochet in orange. Okay, no, that's still right. So 32 in black. Okay, so I am actually going to backtrack that. Okay, I'm going to do my color change to black. We're going to, if I could hang on to it, I mean, that would be great. Okay, so color change to black. We're now going to do 32 single crochet in black. Sure I grab the correct color would be helpful. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and drop that there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm on 7. Okay. I'm going to switch him over to this side because that's the side I'm working at. Go. So that should just finish off your round. This is creating the stripe around the back of his head, basically. I missed the first thing you said here. Let's see. Is it difficult to transition from making blankets and wearables to doing amigurumi? I'm a loose crocheter, so no. Yeah, you definitely have to tighten up your tension for amigurumi. I don't think it's really not much of a transition in my opinion. If you've ever made like an infinity scarf or anything like that, it's that kind of mentality. Like when you're working in the round and you're not going back and forth all the time, that's kind of all it is. You're just working in the round a lot. And for the most part, you're going to be doing single crochets. It's just that you have to make a lot of pieces and then sew them together. It's really what it comes down to. So I don't think it's... And if you're doing wearables, I mean, you're probably already doing that kind of stuff. For like sleeves and things like that, you're already sewing pieces together. So it's just a lot tighter is mostly, I think, would be your biggest transition. So, yeah. All right, that's the end of that one. So now I'm going to pick up okay, so I am going to cut this off actually, because had I just held on to it through the whole thing, we would have been good, but I didn't, and I dropped it. That's okay. So, now we are going to slip stitch to end the round. I'm going to do that in the new color, because we're going to go back to orange. So I'm going to slip stitch there and chain, and then we're going to working back in the orange. So I'm just going to carry my black with me so I don't have to keep cutting off because I just don't like it. We're going to do 48 around in orange. Make sure I'm going into the right stitch here. Right here. Yep, there we go. So I don't like having to restart every time. I think that's my issue. I'd rather just keep it working. So I'll just work my black into it and carry it around with me. Because I can. Want to make sure I don't get it twisted up. That's all I gotta make sure I don't do. Alright, here we go. Alright, so again, oh, it also helps if I don't put it through a second time because it's not a double crochet. Or not double crochet, but a decrease. I was just about to decrease it, and that would have been bad. I would have lost a stitch. Alright. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Alright, I'm just going to carry that black with me so that I don't have to keep cutting off. If you don't know what carrying it with you means, it's just you use more yarn this way, true, but basically I'm just crocheting around my black yarn, so it comes around with me, is really all it is. So whenever I'm doing this, my black yarn's on the inside. I don't know how well you can see that. So it's just, when I'm yarning over, it's on the inside of my yarn and it gets covered up. So you can't see it through as long as you're pulling it to the underside of it, but then that way you don't have to keep cutting off. This just irritates me. I take issue. But obviously, if you want to cut off, go for it. I mean, it's not gonna change anything. Although, had I really thought about it, I could have, since I'm coming back to the black over there. Actually, that's what I'm going to do. So this is where I'm going to start with black again once I pick it back up. So I'm going to drop my black there, because we're going to do the same thing that we just did, where we're going to do that black stripe again. So if I drop my black yarn here, then once I get back around to here, I can pick it back up without it having to stretch across my pattern. Because had I left it here, then I would have had to stretch it across, and that's what you don't want. Well, like I said, you don't have to weave them in. I don't know if you were here for that, but you don't have to weave them in necessarily on this one, because they're just going to hang on the inside when you stuff it. So that's a positive, but it's just icky to me. Because see, all of it's going to hang. See where I cut off before? It's all hanging inside of it. So that's not an issue. You don't have to weave them in. But you have to stop and you have to fasten them off just to make sure they don't pull out and things like that. And it's just extra steps I don't want to do. So I'd rather use the extra yarn. That's where I'm at. My phone just closed, which isn't helpful. Stay open. Thank you. Alright, so we're just working around and around and around and around. I'll be honest, I would have expected this to be at least 2 rounds thick, the stripe. Because it looks like it should be a little thicker. Oh, what are you beeping at, microphone? Okay, so end with a slip stitch and a chain. And there you go. We've got our first stripe around his head. Right. For rounds 13 through 15, it's going to be the same thing. So round 13, we're going to make 16 single crochets in orange, 32 in black. So that's what we're going to do first. I'm with you. There are some things I won't try either. 4. This is the 16 in orange. So just go on around. That should be 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, this will be 16. So I'm going to make my color change with my black. Oh yeah, it's connected. That's right. Color change with my black. Bing. I'm going to carry my orange with me. So we're going to do 32 in black. This is going to finish off. Woo! Scared me a little bit. Well, thanks for following, Fairy Dust. Appreciate it. I haven't heard that sound in a while. Frightened me. Alright, working to the end of this round. And then we're going to once again work that evenly around with the orange, so 48 stitches around. I'm going to have another color change here in just a second. I've got a few more stitches left. Oh, we might not even make it through the head. We're only halfway through and the hour is about up. Fairy Dust, if you don't know, or if anybody else is watching and you don't know, I tend to stick to about an hour for my streams because I know people use them just kind of as a little break in their day or so, and some people's hands start cramping up, so I try not to make them too long. So slip stitch and a single crochet. I have switched back to my orange to do that since that's the end of that color. So to do my slip stitch and my chain, I keep saying single crochet, slip stitch and my chain, I switched that back to orange just so you're aware. Alright, so now, let me bring this back. We're going to go around again for 48 stitches with the orange. I'm going to carry my black with me for a little bit, just so it's on the other side where I'm going to use it again. And then yep, I was just reading ahead to make sure of what we were doing. So yeah, we're going to just carry that with us because we're going to use it one more time. I want you on this side. go in that side. Thank you. I'm probably this time just gonna do every like 4 stitches. I'll weave it in just because I can. I can hide it a little better doing it that way. So this is just working 48 around with the black, or I'm sorry, with the orange. And then I'm just dragging that black around with me a little bit. What did I do? There it goes. All of a sudden it wasn't working. So I don't have the black in every stitch on this time around. Just enough to kind of keep it with me until I can drop him right here. Now I don't need him again until we do the 3rd stripe. Alright, so you can hang out there, Mr. Black. And obviously you can do that technique. Yeah, see? Fairy dust gets it. See, I don't want to get fatigued. I always encourage finger stretching. Finger stretching is great. People think I'm silly, but it's a thing, okay? Finger stretching is a thing. When you are a knitter or crocheter, I feel like it's a must, personally. Alright, almost done with this round. And then we're going to do that with the black one more time. Okay, going to, oof, I'm caught. There we go. What is happening? Alright, I'm going to slip stitch and chain right there. I have someone at my door, so once again, I shall be right back. Okay, I'm back again. Like I said, it's like no one bothers me forever. But that was sadly my helper telling me that she has to go away. And that made me sad. But that's okay. She got a lot done for me, so woohoo! Yay for help, people. Alright. So now that my phone closed again, let me open it back up. Alright, so we're going to do this one more time. So we're going to do 16 single crochet in orange, followed by 32 single crochet in black. And then I think we might call it, and we'll finish this on Friday, because I will be here Friday. Yay! So 1, 2, 3, 4, and this makes 16, so we're going to do our color change back to black. Okay, we're now going to do 32 single crochet in black. I'm going to carry my orange with me. I was hoping to get through the head today. I try and get through an entire piece. This guy was a little bit more complicated, so I guess that's why we didn't quite get through it. But I don't want to go too much over the hour, and I just hit an hour and 1. So we will resume this on Friday. I know it said I didn't think I'd be here for the next couple of Fridays, but I will be for this one. My son's other field trip isn't until Tuesday, so I get to be here Friday now. Woohoo! Y'all! You know, it's a good thing. It's a good thing we're stopping here because I just totally messed everybody up. Just want to throw that out there. So I'm sorry. I'm going to put this in the description for anybody who watches it later. I messed up. If you recall, I said that I was surprised that we weren't doing this a second time around because I thought the stripes were thicker. I totally was supposed to. Totally was supposed to. I did great, guys. I'm so sorry. So, in my head, even though I knew it said rounds 10 and 11 were this same thing repeated, the 16 orange, the 32 black, what I did was kind of did this weird thing also in my head to where the 16 was round 10 and the 32 was round 11. But that's not how it works. So I have to undo this. So I'm going to do that on Friday. Well, here, actually, I'll correct it real quick. We're going to go a little over, but I'm going to undo this just so you can see what it's supposed to look like because Katie messed up. If you were doing this at the same time as me, I apologize profusely. That was a big mess up on my part. Big one. Alright, so I am frogging this all the way back to... Alright, so before I pull this back, so all the way back to the start of this black. That's where we're going, okay? Start of the black. Don't go beyond that, because that's where we're going back to. Because this is where the thickness of the stripes comes in that I somehow knew was there, but then blanked on. So just pulling it back just to there. Okay? That's it. Oi. Oi, oi, oi. So the end of this, on this side, this was the end of round 10. Okay? This is the start of round 11, where you will do 16 single crochet in orange, 32 single crochet in black. As I thought that I was doing, but I wasn't actually doing, and I messed up in my head. So, we're going to do that again. Because I can't leave you guys with it incorrect. I just can't. It's just wrong. Oh, I need to do my color change. Boy, I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking that that's how it should be, and that they should be thicker. But then I didn't really fully think through what the pattern was telling me. And that wasn't a pattern problem, that was a Katie problem. The pattern had it right, and I messed it up. So I apologize. Alright, so that was round 11, 16 single crochet in orange, and we're going to do 32 single crochet in black. And I'm going to carry my orange with me. Oy. See? I knew it. I knew it all along. I just messed it up. Please forgive me. Oh, I dropped too much. I dropped it too much. I sincerely hope that nobody had to frog all that like I did. If you did, I'm just so sorry. Just the more I did it, the more I was just like, this. It's got to be wrong. I messed something up somewhere, and I totally did. That looks so much better already, though. Can I just tell you? That thicker stripe looks so much better. Okay. Slip stitch there and bring my orange back. For my chain. Alright. That looks so much better. It's thicker, how it's supposed to be. And I didn't completely kill it. Alright. So now, round 12. Round 12 was always right. I just had it in the wrong spot. Round 12 is 48 single crochet a round. And then you will repeat that 2 more times. What we just did in the correct 10, 11, and 12. So 13 and 14, it'll be 16. Oh, I forgot to carry my black with me. It'll be 16 single crochet, 32 black single crochet. Oy. That was like such a big flub up. Big flub up. And I'm just carrying my black back with me a little bit at a time. Just to bring it back over here because I don't like fastening off all the time. Not my favorite thing to do. this to go through. Drop my black yarn here because I won't need it again until I come back around. God, what did I tell you about my phone? It's just been going off like almost this whole time. Alright. So I'm going to wrap this up here. With that insanity that I just created for you. So I'm sorry. But I will be back on Friday. I'm going to just talk while I finish this. I will be back on Friday. We're going to finish up his head. I'm going to go ahead and redo what I thought we had already done. So he'll have all 3 of his stripes when we come back. So like I said, you're going to do rounds 10 through 12 2 more times. Double check that. Yes, rounds 10 through 12, 2 more times. Give him his 3 black stripes, thick black stripes. So round 10 was 16 single crochet in orange, 32 single crochet in black. Round 11 is 16 single crochet in orange, 32 single crochet in black. Round 12 is 48 single crochet in orange. So you'll want to repeat that for 13, 14, 15, and then 16, 17, 18. We will pick up our head on Friday at round 19. So I don't want you to be surprised if that's where you're following along from. So yeah, and once again, I'm just so sorry that I completely botched that. That was horrible. But I did, nonetheless. Alright, so that's what it should look like. Stripe 1. Nice and thick. Not that thin thing that I had before, and I couldn't figure out why it looked so bad. So yeah, so that's it for today. It's going to be a great week, guys. It's going to be a great week. And I hope to see you on Friday. Leave any comments, questions, feedback about how horrible I messed you up today. If you're watching on YouTube. And then if you're watching on Twitch today, thanks for joining me. Fairy Dust and Sarah. It's great chatting with you guys for a little bit. And I will hopefully see you guys back again on Friday at 11 Eastern Standard Time. Have a great week, guys. I'll see you then. Bye.